guys, so in this video I'm going to show you guys my brow routine and all the kind of products that I use on my brows, how I trim them, how I pluck them, how I shape them, how I fill them in, how I kind of conceal around them. All of that stuff is going to be in this video, and I'm going to be showing you guys two different ways how I fill in my brows. So this brow was done with a kind of dip brow pomade style thing, which is by Maybelline, and then this brow is done with a kind of typical pencil. And I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. So what I normally do before actually like shaping, plucking, snipping my brows, I will fill them in first, just so that I can kind of know what shape I want them to be in. So this is probably going to be really strange, but I'm actually going to fill in this brow showing you how I use my Maybelline colour tattoo, and then I'm going to fill in my other brow using my Soap & Glory Archery. So basically what I do with this is I take my small little angled brush, I pick up a bit of the product, and I tend to start kind of like towards the end. So I'll just do a kind of straight line. So starting with my arch, I just fill it in kind of how I want it to be, and then with a very light hand I will trace a line along the bottom of my brows, and then I'll do the same along the top. And then I'll kind of take a tiny little bit on my brush, and then starting at the kind of inner part of my brow, I'll just kind of flick upwards like this, and just kind of draw in tiny little brush strokes and then wiggle my brush kind of a bit. So that is how I use my Maybelline colour tattoo. And then for this eyebrow I'm going to be using my Soap & Glory Archery, and I'm showing you two methods because I will kind of switch these up depending, like I'll use this more if I'm going out, and then I'll use my kind of Soap & Glory one on a more daily basis because it's a lot quicker. So I just kind of do the same process, doing a kind of straight line along the bottom, then a straight line along the top, and I press harder as I get towards the end of my brow so that it makes it kind of darker there. And then I'll do kind of upward brush strokes when I get to this part of my brow. Sometimes I like to take my finger to kind of blend out the edges of the kind of front part of my brow just so it's slightly less harsh. So the next stage is actually how I shape my brows. So I take one of these little brow comb thing and I brush all my brows upwards, and then I take some hairdressing scissors. I would use nail scissors, but the only nail scissors that I have are like curved ones and they don't really work very well. And then I just go along here and just kind of trim off the bits that are sticking up, and then I will go back again and do the same. And I basically just keep repeating this process until I have done my brows into the shape that I like them. So then I take my tweezers, which are actually from Primark, and they, as you can see, they're these super kind of small tweezers, and I recommend you get some like this because they're so much easier to work with. And then where I have kind of random brows that don't fit in with my brow shape, I will just pluck them out. And somebody told me once that you should never pluck above your brows and only below them. I then just like to set my brows with some clear mascara, and the one that I use is by Collection, and I basically just run this through my brows. So I go up at the start here, and then I go across, and then I go down. So once I've done that, just to clean them up a little bit, I like to take a bit of concealer. By the way, this is if I'm going like all out and I'm going on a night out or something, and this kind of flat concealer brush, and I will take some of this on my brush. And then the final stage to make your brow bone look really high and like make them really pop, I'm going to take this highlighter from my Balm Voyage palette, and I just take some of this on a flat brush and just place that on my brow bone. And there we go guys, that is how I do my brows. I'm going to show you all my brow products just in case some of you guys out there with blonde brows are looking for kind of things to use and you're not sure like what brands do them. So the first eyebrow pencil I ever used was this, oh my god, it's all like completely rubbed off. I'll find out and I will link this down below, but this is basically just a kind of standard brow pencil with a little kind of spoolie thing, and this is the colour of it here. So I used to use that. I then went on to use Rimmel London Hazel, which was way too warm toned for my brows and far too dark. So as you can see, it's more orange toned. It's not very soft, but it's really kind of precise. I really liked using this, but it was the complete wrong colour. And then the next one that I used after that was by MUA, and this one is kind of like another kind of double-ended thing. And I used this for ages. It's a lot softer than other ones I've used, like it's really, really soft. It's quite a lot lighter than the other two, so that's this one here. It's like, out of all of the brow pencils, I think it's a pretty decent colour for blonde hair. And then I went on to use the Soap & Glory Archery, which is the kind of double-ended one with the twist-up pencil on one side, and then the other side is like this pen thing, and this is definitely one of the best coloured brow pencils that I've used. It's very kind of ashy, which is really good. So this is this kind of pen thing, and then this one is the pencil. So as you can see, it's a lot more ashy than the others. The next one that I've been kind of using, which is very, very similar, is the Makeup Revolution Ultra Brow Arch and Shape. It's got the twist up pencil on one side, and then the other side it's got a kind of felt tip pen thing. But this one is slightly more warm toned. So this is the colour of the pen, and then this one next to it is the pencil, and as you can see, it's more warm toned. I then got the sleek one, which was quite a big mistake, to be honest, because it's in the shade Light or Fair or something. It's got a really unique kind of triangle shaped actual pencil. However, this is far too dark for me and far too warm toned, and on the other side it's just kind of got like a little spoolie thing. But I don't think it's really that great for blondes because, as you can see, it's quite dark. It's kind of similar to the Hazel one. The last actual pencil I have is by Miss Beauty London, and this is just your kind of classic pencil. And I actually got this in Poundland, and it's a pretty ashy colour. So that is this one on the end here. And then I have this MUA Brow Define Tinted Brow Mascara, which is one of these kind of things. However, again, I find this quite difficult to work with, and also it makes my brows look kind of orange, even though on the kind of swatch it looks quite ashy, but when it's on my brows for some reason it just doesn't look right. It kind of makes them look a bit orange. The final product that I use is by Maybelline, and it's one of their Colour Tattoo 24-hour eyeshadows in the shade Permanent Taupe, and I basically use this kind of like the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade thing, and I find this works amazingly well and it lasts like all day. It's pretty amazing, and it's really, really ashy as well. It's kind of like a grey tone. So I hope you guys have enjoyed my brow routine video. If you have done, please do give this a thumbs up. Also, it would be amazing if you guys would subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!